Hello everybody, welcome to this lesson about English question tags, what they are, how to use them, how to answer them if somebody asks you a question. It's raining today, isn't it? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. You're from England, aren't you? Yes, I am. Hello. Hi there, Amut.
Hello, sir. How are you today?
Quite well, thank you. And you?
I am fine, thanks.
Great. Have you been to my lessons before?
No.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Okay.
How long have you been speaking English?
Sir, I am studying at university, so actually I want to learn about English. I am B1 level. Hopefully,
B1?
yes. Hopefully, I want to improve about my English. So that's all now.
Great. Okay. Well, I hope we can learn something today.
Yeah.
Do you know what we're going to do today?
Actually, I don't know.
We're going to look at a particular structure called question tags, because questions can be important in English, like a lot of things. And so sometimes we need to know how to ask questions. I have a little bit of echo somewhere. I don't think it's me, so let's be careful with our sound. Amut, I think the echo might be coming from you, so I think when you're speaking you can unmute your microphone, but if you are listening and not speaking, then mute your microphone. That's better. Headsets are good. Sometimes those big heavy headsets are a little bit uncomfortable. I used to have these. Look, they have a good sound, but they're very uncomfortable. How are those? Are they comfortable, Amut?
Yes, sir.
Good. I like these little headphones. They're very much better.
Sir, I am afraid of this little headphone.
Okay, great. It sounds much better now anyway. So let's see who else is here. We've got Eric. Eric, hello.
Hello.
Hi there. And can you just tell me where you're from and how long you've been speaking English?
Okay. I'm from China, and I've been studying English since from middle school, about 6 or 7 years.
Now, I noticed that was interesting. So I noticed that you mixed up a lot of forms there. You said since and from and for. So I have been studying English, since or for. So can you tell me that again, because you put it all together and both forms were together there. Can you say that to me again, please?
All right. I've been studying English, since from.
You did it again. Since from. You can say since a time in the past. So since 1989 or something, or since 2000, or you can say for a certain time.
Okay. I've been studying English since middle school.
That makes good sense. Great. And how many years has that been? So I've been studying English for.
Yeah, I've been studying English for 6 or 7 years.
Great. And do you know about question tags, what we call question tags?
Yeah, like aren't you, don't you, something like that.
Yeah, and the real correct form is like that, using auxiliary verbs. Aren't you, don't you, won't you? Some people have a little problem learning that, and they get a bit lazy and they say yeah or right, but that's a little bit lower form of English. To speak good English, you should really learn the correct forms, which are it's raining outside, isn't it? And today is Thursday, isn't it? You are Chinese, aren't you? Now, notice that one of them had isn't it, and one of them had aren't you. So how does that work? Can you tell me that one? How does that rule work about this verb I use, Eric?
I think it depends on the the last sentence you said.
The previous sentence maybe.
Yeah,
or the previous clause.
sentence. Some, I don't know the grammar rules, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. It depends on what we just said. So we echo the auxiliary, and it's important to do that when you answer somebody too. So they might use to be, you are from China, aren't you? So you must echo that, yes, I am, and concentrate on the statement part. The question tag is just a tag, it's just an add-on at the end, but we concentrate on the actual main question. Now we're going to learn today about how to, first of all, complete a question like this, make a question like this. So a quick warm-up exercise about that. I will give you a statement. So I will start with you, Eric. I'm going to give you a statement, and I want you to add on the tag at the end. So, you're coming.
Don't you?
Now, you changed from you are coming, you're coming. So not don't you, because you can't change to do. You have to say you're coming, aren't you?
Aren't you?
Because you keep the actual tag. So you're coming, aren't you? Right. So now it's Thursday today.
Isn't it?
Good. Right. Let me try and speak to somebody else. Florin, you're here, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Great. And yes, I am. See, he answered quite correctly. I said, Florin, you're here, aren't you? Because I see he's here. Because I see he's here, I'm not really asking a question. Are you here? I could do this, maybe. But I know he's here, really. So 90% sure he hasn't gone away to make a cup of tea. There's a chance he's not here. But I think he's here. So I say, Florin, you're here, aren't you? And he answers, yes, I am. Now, all of these started with a positive statement. Positive. You're here, aren't you? You are here, and then the tag is negative. So we had positive going to negative. But it can go the other way, and it can get more difficult. So I could ask that the other way round. If I believe he's gone away, I could say, you're not here, are you? So Florin, you're not here, are you?
No, I'm not.
Now that was not the truthful answer, was it? You agreed with me, which is normal. So this is interesting because usually when people ask a question like this, we automatically agree with them because this kind of question is really when somebody is more or less sure about something. You're just starting the conversation, really. Sometimes you're not really even asking a question. You could say it's that kind of question which is not a real question, but just starting the conversation. What's the word for this kind of question? It begins with an H. A kind of question which is not really a question. It's just some words to say something. Pardon?
Acknowledgement?
I was thinking about hypothetical. Do you know this word?
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetical.
It's an adjective. It means I'm not really interested in the answer. It's a kind of question, more to be polite or just to start some conversation. But question tags are sometimes a little bit like that, because I know, for example, Florin's here. I'm just waking him up. So I say, Florin, you're here, aren't you? And he answers, yes, I am. Suppose I really believe he's gone because I tried to speak to him. Then I didn't get an answer. There was no response. I could believe he's gone. So I could say, you're not here, are you, Florin? And now answer that truthfully, please. You're not here, are you, Florin? Can you answer that truthfully?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I have some problem here.
Okay, so yes, I am, but now the interesting thing is that when you disagree with the person asking the question, then you have to realize they were sure about something, but you are now surprising them. So if I say it's Sunday today, you just say yes, it is. Yes, it is. Quite flat answer. But if I make a mistake and I say it isn't Sunday today, is it? Then you have to show a bit more surprise. So can you answer this truthfully, Florin? It isn't Sunday today, is it?
I don't know what to say. How should I answer to this question?
Well, the question is really the same question as it is Sunday today, isn't it? If I say it is Sunday today, isn't it? You say yes, it is, but you just say it flatly. You just say yes, it is. Yeah, that's right. Yes, it is. But if I get it wrong, then you have to show something in your voice. So you say yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. You could even say oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. You have to change your voice a bit to show that you're actually turning it around and disagreeing a bit with me. So there are two things I want you to think about, more than two things. The first thing is, all of this works with auxiliary verbs. So you look for an auxiliary verb. If I say, it is Sunday, the verb is to be. So, isn't it? Yes, it is. Keep that auxiliary verb. Sometimes there isn't an auxiliary verb. Then we use which one, if there isn't one. So, for example, you like sport. How do we finish that one?
Do you?
Well, you've kept it positive, so you have to change it round.
Don't you, yes.
Don't you, yeah. And when you say don't, try not to say don't. Try to say oh, like don't. Because there's some words in English like most and don't and vote. These words, sometimes people are a little bit lazy with the sound and they use the short O sound, like well, usually with most it's common. So we hear most and don't, but try to get a little bit of an O sound, like don't. You don't have to say it really fully, like sometimes people do. Don't you? You don't have to say oh. You know, oh no. You don't have to be so strong like that, but you have to make a bit of an effort there to make a bit of sound which is not the same as the O sound. Oh. So don't you? So the verb to do is the default modal here. If there isn't a modal, you use this. Yes, I do. You like sport, don't you? So that's the first rule, modal echoing. Second rule is negative, positive, positive, negative. Third thing, concentrate on the statement part. So actually it's interesting. If I say it's Thursday today, and I'm wrong, no it isn't. If I say it isn't Thursday today, is it? No, it isn't. Same answer. So the question is really the same question. So concentrate on the statement. Now, what's next? I'm going to find some examples here. So I'm going to say some sentences, and I want to do this as a kind of quick drill. I'm going to go to the next person and then go back to my page. So let's take Ismail. Are you here? How do I say it, Ismail? Are you ready for this one? Hi there. Hi.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, so now I say the statement, and I want you to give me the tag at the end. So, he's coming.
Isn't he?
Maria and Peter work.
Aren't they?
Don't they? Because there is no is here. So there's a different question if I say Maria and Peter are working, aren't they, now, but I'm speaking about whether or not they have a job. So Maria and Peter work. Don't they? When there's no auxiliary verb, you say don't or do. So next one is negative. They aren't here. They aren't here.
Are they?
Good. He speaks Chinese.
Doesn't he?
Good. She will do it.
Won't she?
Good. Good, nice. She will do it, won't she? He works hard.
Doesn't he?
You don't want to come.
Do you?
Good. They were late.
Won't they?
Weren't they? Make sure you get the right pronunciation. So weren't they? They were late, weren't they? My friends and I are studying. So we have to be here, are. My friends and I are studying.
Aren't we?
Good. John likes potatoes.
Doesn't he?
Good. Okay, now the next 10 I'm going to move to another person. You did very well there. Just listen in. Let's see who's next. Mahmoud, are you here? Mahmoud Awad? Hello? Peter, are you here?
Hope so, yeah.
Great. Okay, let's try the next 10 with you. They're going to get more difficult when we start with a negative statement, but let's see how it goes for now. So, the next one. She didn't watch the film last night.
Was she?
So, she didn't. Do, didn't. So, the auxiliary is do, and it's negative. She didn't watch the film last night. And now you need a positive tag because yeah, she didn't watch the film last night, did she? No, she didn't. All right, try the next one. It's great to see each other again, isn't it? I did it for you. It's great to see each other again. It's great to see each other again, isn't it? He comes every Friday.
Isn't he?
Now the default, the one we use for an auxiliary verb, if there isn't a verb, is to do. So because we do things, so we don't use to be unless it's there. If something happens, it's being done, so we use to do. He comes every Friday.
Doesn't he?
Doesn't he?
Doesn't he, yeah.
Now this one has to be, you're married.
Aren't you?
Good. You went to Tom's last weekend.
Didn't you?
Good. And that's another example where the statement doesn't have an auxiliary. You went to Tom's last weekend. So to go is the main verb. You went to Tom's last weekend, so we use didn't you, negative. Do you know what tripe is, by the way? Because the next one is speaking about tripe. It's a kind of northern food in England.
Oh yeah, I know.
You've heard of it? That's wow.
It's not very nice. It smells very strongly.
Actually, they had something like it in Hungary when I went there as well, but I don't like this kind of food.
I made it once at home, never again.
It's too heavy.
Took us
isn't it?
days to get the smell out of the room.
Well, I might try haggis, but I'm not going to try tripe again. So you don't like tripe?
Do you?
Good. And she isn't much of a cook.
Is she?
He hasn't lived here long.
Has he?
You weren't invited to the party.
Were you?
He'll go to university.
Can you say that again? I didn't get
He'll go to university.
Won't he?
Right. So now let's go on to the next ones with a new person. There's 10 more here. So that was good work. I'm looking for Salvador. Are you there? You know, I'd like to say one thing. If you are in the room, you're here to speak because there are people who can speak. Maybe 8 of us can speak. So please, on verbling, if you are going to just listen, that's fine. That's great. Welcome. But you don't need to be here. You can listen from outside. So my advice to you is please give the opportunity to other members of the site to actually participate, because I want to speak to everybody in turn if I can. I know it's hard sometimes to do that. We have all sorts of problems sometimes, don't we? But let's at least try to get as many people in class speaking as possible. So if you come here with the intention of just listening in, like a radio broadcast, great, but you don't need to be here. You can go out and listen still. You don't need to click join to actually listen, but you do need to click join to speak here. So that would help if you don't take up space in the room. Tomney, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right, great. I can just about hear you. So the next 10 are for you.
Okay.
So they hadn't visited you before.
Could you repeat that again?
Yes. Can you turn up if you can? I'll turn mine up a little bit to catch you because you're... Oh, it's me actually.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I've turned up. So they hadn't visited you before.
Have they?
Did you say have or had?
Have.
They hadn't visited you before, had they? This is going back one more step in the tense. So I didn't say they haven't visited you before, have they? When would I say they hadn't visited you before? When would I use the past perfect like that?
So I should have they?
Yeah, that's the right tag, but why would we use the past perfect? What situation could it possibly be? Could you tell me a kind of situation where we're speaking and we say this? They hadn't visited you before, had they?
Maybe they are here now, but they haven't been here before. So.
Yeah, something like that. We know they've been because maybe they were here yesterday and we're speaking about that time and we want to know whether or not they had been before that. So that's the past perfect. Next one. He's French.
Isn't he?
This is the train to London.
Isn't him?
This is the train, is not a him. So this is the train to London.
Okay, train.
This is the train to London, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Now the next one starts with a negative statement. So you have to think about this. Banks don't open on Saturdays.
Do they?
Good. Now, negative statements have one little trick, that if you wanted to agree with that, you have to agree with a no. So if I say to somebody, oh, the bank's closed, banks don't open on Saturdays here, do they? He says, no, they don't. He's agreeing with a no. Banks don't open on Saturdays, do they? No, they don't. And if you disagree, yes, actually, that bank's about to open on Saturdays, you say, banks don't open on Saturdays, do they? Yes, they do. And you show some surprise to make him realise that, really, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Next one for you. You've been to London before.
Haven't you?
Good. You're in my class.
Hadn't you?
Aren't you? Aren't you?
Aren't you?
Yes, we don't say aren't too much there, so just aren't. Actually, in a lot of the world, it's the same sound as speaking about your aunt. But in some accents, I know that there's an accent in the south of the USA where the word aunt sounds more like the insect ant. So, but for my accent, the word aren't you, aren't, are not, sounds like auntie. But in some accents, it sounds more like ant. I could say something like, my aunt was bitten by an ant. So, you know, that sounds the same. But for me, it's different. So homophones change a bit as you go around the world. Sometimes homophones are homophones all around the world, but sometimes they're regional. Okay, so the next one. She doesn't eat meat.
Does she?
Good work. So we had a negative turning to a positive. She doesn't eat meat, does she? He's got a car.
Hasn't he?
Good. And the last one for you. You aren't coming tonight.
Are you?
Okay, great work. Really good. So now I'm going to try to drill some quick kind of intuitive feeling about this, how we can agree with these. So I will demonstrate. I will be two parts first of all. I'm going to read the question and then I'm going to pretend I'm somebody else agreeing with the questioner. I might have to change my accent, I don't know, because I'm two people now. So, he's coming, isn't he? Yes, he is. Maria and Peter work, don't they? Yes, they do. They aren't here, are they? Yes. I'm agreeing, sorry. They aren't here, are they? No, they're not. He speaks Chinese, doesn't he? Yes, he does. She'll do it, won't she? Yes, she will. He works hard, doesn't he? Yes, he does. So, I want somebody to do that for me. I'm going to be the questioner. Demet, are you there?
Yes, I think so.
Right, I want you to agree the first time round. So even if it's a lie, this is just acting. So if I say, you're married, aren't you? It doesn't matter what the truth is. You just agree every time, okay?
So, excuse me, if we are agree, we have to support the first part of sentences, right?
Yeah, the statement part is what we concentrate on. So let's have a look at it as an example. So let's analyse the first example there.
Okay.
I will look at the first one again, just a moment. The first one is, he is coming. And when we agree, we say, yes, that's right. Yes, so he is coming, isn't he? Yes, he is. So the tags are extra, really, but we concentrate on the statement. So I will read them, the questions, and you complete the whole response. So it has a comma form as well. It has Yes, comma, or no, comma, and echoes. So he's coming, isn't he?
Yes, he is coming.
So now, yeah, and that's right. You can say yes, he is coming, but you don't need to repeat all of that. You can just say yes, he is. Yeah, but I said yes, he is in the wrong way, because I said yes, he is, like I was disagreeing. So when you agree, keep it quite flat. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But not raised intonation. So when the intonation raises, it means something's wrong or you're disagreeing.
Okay.
So if you say something which is in disagreement with me, he's coming, isn't he? You say, no, he isn't. And then you can screw your voice up, intonate it a bit more. But this time round, just agree without upsetting me. So Maria and Peter work, don't they?
Yes, they work.
Now don't echo the main verb, echo the auxiliary. So yes, they do. Okay, do that one again, because that's the way people expect to hear it. And the echoing of the auxiliary makes people think, yes, I get you now, I understand, and I know. So otherwise it's a bit of a surprise and they think, what's that? And they listen. So try to echo the auxiliary. So they aren't here, are they?
Yes, they are.
You disagreed with me.
Mm.
I said they aren't here, are they?
Yes, they aren't.
Now you're mixing. So the answer, they aren't here, are they? No, they're not. No, they aren't.
Okay.
So that, why? Because we say they aren't here, that's negative, and you are agreeing, so you say no, that's right. No. So you see, the no can be an agreement. You don't say yes, you're right. That's too confusing. You say no, they're not. I'm with you. No, they're not. They aren't here, are they? No, they're not. Try the next one. He speaks Chinese, doesn't he?
Yes, he is.
Now there's no to be in this sentence, so try that again. He speaks Chinese, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Good. Now this one has to do as well. She will do it, won't she?
Yes, she will.
Good. He works hard, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
You won't come. Sorry, again. You don't want to come, do you?
No.
No.
No, I am not.
But there's no to be here, so you don't want to come, do you? No, I don't. Because there's no be.
Yes, yes.
So you don't want to come, do you?
Leon,
Yeah.
could I say, yes, you're right?
Yeah, that's a
Would
bit
that-
of a. You can, but first of all, I would say it's a little bit of a lower form of English to do that, but it can also.
What do you mean? It's not very polite to say it that way. Or
It's fairly polite the way you said it just now, but if you can master these and you can say them smoothly, then the native speakers or people you're speaking to will immediately feel comfortable when they hear the echo of the auxiliary. Yes, you're right. Well, maybe you could reserve that for special use. It's something you really want to make a point about. Yes, you're right. Then you can maybe emphasize you're right. But keep that as a second form. And I would say try not to use some kind of lazy forms, which we all use now and again in spoken English. We can all tend to do this, but it's better not to. Sometimes we just say yeah and right and things like this. Well, you can at least be aware that it's probably a little bit lazy to do that. So if you say yeah or right or as a tag, it's a bit lazy. And so it's better to communicate more, and the more you put into the form, the more possible expressions you can put into the sentence. So yeah, there are ways to do it. There are other ways to do it, but this is a good way to do it. So which was the last sentence? You don't want to come, do you? And what did you say to agree with me? You don't want to come.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Well, you
yes,
disagreed.
I don't.
Yes, I do is disagreeing, because I think you don't want to come, and I'm only just checking just to make sure. You know, you said you weren't coming, and I'm
yes,
just.
I don't.
You don't want to come, do you? Then yes, I don't isn't good, is it? Because yes, I do, or no, I don't. So if you agree with you don't want to come, do you? You just echo. You say no, I don't. So let's try. Let me try that once more. You don't want to come, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's it. And you just said it quite softly. No, I don't. That's right. Okay. They were late, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were. My friends and I are studying, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Or yes, you are, because it depends if I'm there or not. Okay. John likes potatoes, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Okay, well done. So we're going to, towards the end of this lesson, we're going to start trying to disagree and get it so that we can do it quite smoothly without too much thought. But now I'm going to move along. Cousin, are you there? Cousin Russell?
He never speak.
Well, I don't know why he's taking up a seat here then. Okay. So, Demet, are you here?
Yes.
Oh, yes, of course you are. Sorry. And Eric's had a go, and Florian's had a go. I'm looking for somebody who hasn't... Well, Amut, you spoke earlier, but you have been quiet for a long time. Are you there, Amut?
Yes, I am, sir.
Yeah, so let's move to you then. Now, you're still agreeing at the moment, so let's see how quickly you can agree with these. She didn't watch the film last night, did she? I'll say it again. She didn't watch the film last night, did she?
No, she didn't.
Good. It's great to see each other again, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Now that one is quite strange when we come to disagreeing. We can have a bit of a game, a laugh there, because I would say to you, hey, nice to see you. It's great to see each other again, isn't it? And how would you disagree?
To disagree, mention. Sir, actually, I am confused now.
Okay, so if you disagree with this one, you would have to say, no, it isn't. So,
okay, I can understand.
Let's try and act that one out a minute. So I say, hey, hi, I haven't seen you for ages. It's great to see each other again, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Oh, all right then. So, so now I'm going to do, just agreeing a bit more now. He comes every Friday, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't.
He comes every Friday, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. Well,
no,
you disagreed.
Yeah.
So I want you to go back to agreeing. He comes every Friday, doesn't he? Yeah.
If I say, teacher, can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
If I say, no, doesn't he, agree or disagree to him or her?
No, doesn't he sounds like you're throwing me a question. No, doesn't he? Because doesn't he sounds like a question form in itself. So no, doesn't he is really confusing me, because no, doesn't he what? you're asking me something, so I'm very confused. So, no, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he is. Not no, doesn't he? So he comes every Friday, doesn't he? You can say yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. If you agree with me, he comes every Friday, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Okay.
But there's two tones, because yes, he does is a disagreeing tone, and yes, he does do is a agreeing tone, because it's more resolved. So,
teacher, if I say yes, I am agree with her or she.
If it's positive and you say yes, you are agreeing with them. So let's find a. He speaks Chinese, doesn't he? Yes. Agree with a positive statement with yes. But if I say he doesn't speak Chinese, does he? Agree with no. No, he doesn't. So again, we've got two echoes. We've got the echo of the positive statement. So to agree with the positive statement, yes. To agree with a negative statement, no.
Leon, for native speaker, is there a difference if you said no, he doesn't, or no, he does not? Would it put more emphasis on it if you were saying no, he does not?
Well, yes, exactly. Does
it make it stronger somehow?
It can make it stronger, yes. But if you're going to go to that trouble and say no, he does not, then it's probably better for a disagreement. So no, he doesn't. I would say no, he doesn't, but you could say no, he does not. Yeah, you could do that. It's not so common, but you can do that. That's one of the classic ways to use a modal to emphasize it. So sometimes modal verbs are used even where they're not found normally to emphasize. So for example, he slept in that room last night. No modal. He slept in that room last night. If there's a disagreement, you can push in a modal verb. He did sleep in that room last night. I know he did. So yes, that's quite right. So now let's go back. So the next one, I want you to carry on, just agreeing for a moment there. You're married, aren't you? So, Umat, it's your turn. So I don't. Are you really married or not? No.
I don't. Yeah. Well,
you are. Okay. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. We won't ask you private questions. You're acting now, so you are going to agree with me, whether or not you really are. So you're married, aren't you?
No, you aren't. Teacher,
I'm not speaking about me. I'm speaking about you.
I am sorry for wrong answer.
Okay, but now listen.
Actually, I am confused.
All right. Well, I'm asking you a question. You are married, aren't you? So you have to say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. Now, you are agreeing with me, so you are married in this exercise.
No,
you are
no,
married.
I am not.
Yeah, but you are now because you're acting. So you are now pretending to be married, okay? I'm saying, you're married, aren't you? And you agree with me.
Yes, I am.
Yes? Yeah. Now you can disagree. Now, this time you disagree. You're married, aren't you?
No, I am not.
Now, that's good. That's the right answer. But I want to do that again because I want to hear a difference. When you agree with me, you don't raise the tone. You raise tones when you are disagreeing because there's one or two ways to raise the tone. Like doo-doo-doo is when you are looking ahead or when you are disagreeing. For example, if I'm looking ahead, I said, he said, hi. He said, and listen to the said, it goes up. He said, hi. If I turn it round, hi, he said. Hi, he said, dropping because it's past the said, past the speech. So when you disagree, I want you to raise your tone. When you're agreeing, just keep it flatter. So let's go again. You're married, aren't you?
No, I am not.
That was very good for disagreeing. Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Right. But if you agree with me, you keep it flatter because you don't want to create any waves because you're just agreeing with me. So this time agree with me. I'll say you're not married, are you?
Yes, I am.
Ah, but I changed my question. Listen. You're not married, are you?
Yes, I am.
Now you're disagreeing.
I'm sorry.
So I tricked you. Sorry, that was a trick. I changed the question. I said now, you're not married, are you?
No, I am. Not.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Very flat. No, I'm not.
Yeah. Ordinary answer.
Yeah, just an ordinary answer because it's true and you're not disputing it. So you're not married, are you?
Yes, I am.
Now you're disagreeing.
Oh, no, I am not.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You can see why people think this, start to get lazy with this because it's quite difficult to practice. It's not difficult, but you have to try to practice English, and then you can do it without thinking too much, and then it's not so difficult. But you need to practice this sometimes. So let me do that once more. I can ask this 4 ways. I can say, you're married, aren't you? And you disagree. You're married, aren't you? You agree. You aren't married, are you? And you agree, disagree. So let's try one. I want you to answer truthfully. You're not married, are you?
No, I am not.
Now you sounded slightly up on the tone. No, I am not.
Shall I increase my...
Yeah, just phrase it flatter. Just no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay.
So you're not married, are you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's better because then I can say I can understand you. You're just not married. Right, now hold on there. We've got to move on to the next ones. Where was that one? Let's move to the next person and give them some practice. Who's next? Tom, are you here? Tom Nee? No? You know, I don't like to take people out of the room, but I feel like it because I want people to come in and talk, not just come in and take up seats. It's not really a good idea to do that. So let's go. Ashraf, are you here? We've got half of the people in the room not speaking. I have to think about this. Demit, back to you. Are you there still?
Yes.
Okay, so we're moving on to disagreeing all the time now.
Okay.
We've got 10 minutes, so we should all have a bit of practice. So I'm just going to go in somewhere on the list. He'll go to university, won't he?
He has got to?
He will go to university, won't he? Now, you're disagreeing, that's, yeah, good.
No, he won't.
Yeah, but you could be a little bit more
emphasize.
Yeah, because you're disagreeing. And you could even give a reason. Can you actually give a reason? So you can say, no, he won't, and then give a reason, maybe, if you can.
Oh.
So he'll go to university, won't he?
No, he won't. No, he won't. He will set a business.
He will start a business. Yeah, set up a business. Yeah, good. Disagree with the next one, and if you can, give another sentence. They hadn't visited you before, had they?
No, they hadn't.
Well, you're agreeing with me, and I want you to disagree. So remember, when we disagree with a negative statement, we have to say yes. Because if we say no, we are agreeing.
Yes, yes, hey, yes, they hadn't.
And now you've got yes, they
Hadn't visited.
Yes, yes, but when you answer these, you don't change negative to positive. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. So you don't do that now. So you say, yes, they had. So they hadn't visited you before, had they? Yes, they had. They were here last time. Didn't you see them? Maybe you didn't. Okay, let's try the next one. He's French, isn't he?
No, he isn't.
And now give me some more. So maybe you can tell me something about him.
No, he isn't. He have a Italian accent.
Yes, and if you are making an assumption, you could use a modal like, no, he must be Italian. Can't you hear his Italian accent? Or he could be Italian. I heard an Italian accent. Okay, next one. This is the train to London, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Oh. Now you could tell me some more. It's always polite to say a little bit more. So, this is the train to London, isn't it? No, it isn't.
It is going to
maybe Paris or somewhere.
Yes.
Because there is a tunnel there. So, all right. Now this one I want you to disagree with. Banks don't open on Saturdays, do they?
Banks doesn't open.
They don't. Banks don't
Okay.
open on Saturdays, do they?
Yes, they do.
Now you got the right answer, but too flat. If you give me a flat answer, I feel there's nothing toward about it. So
yes,
yes,
they do.
Yes, they do.
They need more money.
Exactly. Yes. You've been to London before, haven't you?
Yes, I haven't.
Well, you started off agreeing and then you twisted it. So, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I've never been to the United Kingdom at all. But I might go next year. Okay, try. Okay, think about that for a moment. You had a good go. That was good. Let's move on. So we're back to you, Eric, if you're still here. Are you still tuned in?
Yeah.
Okay, Eric. So now remember, we're doing more disagreeing. So I'm going to go back to the beginning again. He's coming, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
You agreed. I want you to disagree this time and see if you can give me a follow-up sentence. He's coming, isn't he?
No, he isn't. He gets some work to do.
Good work. No, he isn't, because he's got some work to do. He's really busy. Okay, then. Maria and Peter work, don't they?
No, they don't.
Ah?
Oh,
No, that's good. I'm just saying, oh, really? I'm surprised. That's right, because I should be surprised because you disagreed with me. No, they don't.
okay.
They're taking a year off. Okay. Next one. They aren't here, are they?
No, yes, they are.
Oh, and maybe you can tell me and show me where they are.
Yeah, they are here.
Yeah, over
They're
there.
right
Look.
there.
Yeah, good. He speaks Chinese, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. He speaks Japanese.
Good work. She will do it, won't she?
No, she won't. She's got other things to do.
Brilliant. You're doing well. Take your top of the class. He works hard, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. He's lazy.
Really, I don't like lazy people. I tell you, let's go and whip him. Okay, you don't want to come, do you?
Yes, I do. I really want to come.
Great, good work. And your last one?
Okay.
They were late, weren't they?
Sorry?
They were late, weren't they?
No, they won't. They will come in time.
Yes, but you changed to the future. They will come on time, so you have to say that again. They were late, weren't they? No, they weren't.
No, they won't.
They were late. They were late, weren't they? So no, they weren't. So we're in the past.
Yeah. They were here on time.
Good work. Okay, that was excellent. I hope everybody was listening to that fantastic example. Good job it's recorded for everybody to listen to. That was really good. Well done. Nicely done. So, Florian, are you ready for this difficult exercise where you disagree and try to add another sentence?
Yes, I am.
Good. Here we go. John likes potatoes, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. He likes carrots.
Yeah, he hates potatoes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No, well, yours is good too. Well done. So she didn't watch the film last night, did she?
Yes, he did. We were there together.
Good, good. It's great to see each other again, isn't it? Now this is I'm not going to take offence, but you have to. I'm a crazy man, and it's great to see each other again, isn't it?
No, it's not. I don't like him.
Me. So, you know what? One thing you can say. There's a way. There's quite a few things people say. Native speakers say. One thing that I think is quite funny is when people say "see you soon," and you don't want to see them again soon. You can say "not if I see you first." That's funny, I think, because what does it mean? If someone says see you soon," and they're a bit crazy, and you say "not if I see you first." It means.
Sorry.
If I see you first, I can't say hello. I won't say hello.
And maybe I will cross the street or run away. Yes. It reminds me of the Longman's Dictionary, which I think is very good for teaching words. Once I had to explain the word pretend. Do you know this word?
Yes.
And you have to give somebody an example of pretend. And I was trying to explain it, and they didn't quite get it. So I looked up in my Longman Dictionary, and I remember what it said there. Oh, and it's to do with this. Crazy man gets on the train, and it's one of those trains which have a compartment, and you can't run away. And you know he's going to bother you for the whole journey and annoy you. So what could you do? Well, you could close your eyes and pretend to be asleep. Okay, well, great work, everybody. Hope you've got something out of that. And I'm going to go away now because I've got another one with some text to do. So, ending broadcast. See you around.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See
Thank
you.
you for listening. Bye.
Of course, I can't end it because I can't click anything. Still.
When do you have the other one?